Transforming your life over the course of 3 months is not just about setting goals and taking action. It's about creating a fundamental shift in how you approach your own potential and the challenges that come your way. Throughout this journey, the key elements that will determine your success are focus, accountability mindset, and the commitment to continuous improvement. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in ensuring that the actions you take are purposeful, driven, and aligned with your larger vision. Focus allows you to hone in on what matters most, eliminating distractions that could pull you away from your goals. It helps you maintain a clear path even when the world around you seems chaotic. Accountability holds you to your commitments, pushing you to follow through when it's easy to make excuses or procrastinate. It provides that external support and encouragement that makes the journey less daunting and more rewarding. Mindset is the foundation upon which everything is built. With the right mindset, you can turn challenges into opportunities, viewing failures as valuable learning experiences rather than setbacks. A growth-oriented mindset empowers you to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. As you embark on this 3-month success plan, remember that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires persistence, resilience, and a willingness to learn. There will be moments of doubt and difficulty, but with the right focus, accountability, and mindset, you'll be able to navigate those moments and continue moving toward your goals. Success isn't just about reaching the finish line, it's about the person you become along the way. So take action, stay committed, and trust the process. Your future self will thank you for the efforts you put in today. Clarity is the foundation of any successful plan, and without it, you're essentially wandering in the dark, hoping to stumble upon your destination. If you don't have a clear understanding of where you want to go, how can you know which direction to take? A vague or general idea of success isn't enough to create meaningful change in your life. You need to be precise and intentional about what you want to achieve in the next 3 months, because without a defined goal, you're just wasting time and energy. To start, think about the specific result you want to see in 3 months. What is it that, if you achieved it, would make you feel proud and accomplished? This is not about setting a vague intention like, I want to be healthier or I want to grow my business. Those are nice goals, but they are too broad. Instead, ask yourself, what does being healthy really look like for me? Is it losing a specific amount of weight? Is it being able to run a mile without stopping? Or perhaps it's about developing a new mindset or routine around food and exercise. Similarly, if your goal is business growth, how would you measure it? Is it a specific increase in revenue, gaining a certain number of clients, or expanding into new markets? The more precise you are, the better. This is not just about writing down a goal, but deeply reflecting on what success in that area would truly mean. It's important to visualize it, to feel the emotions of having achieved it. This clarity of vision serves as the guiding star when the road gets tough, when you feel demotivated, or when distractions arise. When you know exactly what you're working toward, you can remind yourself of that bigger picture and stay focused on the end result. But clarity also involves understanding why you want to achieve this goal. It's not enough to just know what you want. You must also be deeply connected to the reasons behind it. Why do you want to lose those 10 pounds, grow your business, or improve your productivity? Your why is the fuel that will keep you going even when challenges and obstacles arise. Without a strong emotional connection to your goals, it's easy to give up at the first sign of resistance. If the reason behind your goal is meaningful enough, it will become your motivation and source of energy. When setting a goal, it's important to not only be specific, but also to ensure that it's achievable within the time frame. Setting an unrealistic goal can lead to discouragement and burnout. Think about the balance between ambition and practicality. Can you realistically accomplish this goal in 3 months? Is it too big to tackle all at once? If it feels overwhelming, break it down into smaller milestones. Instead of focusing on the entire goal, focus on achieving incremental progress. This not only makes the goal feel more attainable, but also allows you to experience small wins along the way, which will keep you motivated. Another critical component of clarity is setting a timeline. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. The 90-day time frame provides urgency and a sense of purpose. Without a clear deadline, it's easy to procrastinate and think, I have plenty of time. A timeline forces you to stay committed and ensures that you make steady progress toward your objective. Your 90-day success plan is not just a collection of dreams, it's a structured journey toward a specific outcome. And the clearer you are about that outcome, the more likely you are to achieve it. When motivation wanes, you need to anticipate those challenges and have strategies in place for how you'll handle them. This could mean setting aside extra time for unexpected events or developing coping mechanisms for when things don't go according to plan. Part of clarity is knowing that challenges will arise and being prepared to navigate through them without losing sight of your objective. Lastly, make sure that your goal aligns with your core values. If you're working towards something that doesn't align with your values, it will be much harder to stay committed. For example, if family time is one of your core values, yet your goal requires you to work endless hours, you're likely to feel conflicted and drained. When your goal aligns with what truly matters to you, it adds another layer of motivation and ensures that your success is meaningful. This deep sense of clarity is what will make your 90-day success plan effective. Without it, you might feel like you're moving but getting nowhere. Clarity gives you direction, energy, and purpose, and when it's coupled with a strong why and realistic timelines, it transforms a simple goal into an inspiring and achievable mission. Once you have clarity on your goal, the next crucial step is to take action. Without action, even the clearest goals will remain just that, goals. They will never manifest into reality. It's easy to get caught up in the planning phase, to brainstorm all the possibilities, and to imagine how great it will be once you reach your destination. But without actually doing the work, all those thoughts and intentions mean nothing. Action is what propels you forward, and it's what turns ideas into tangible results. Taking action starts with breaking down your larger goal into smaller, more manageable tasks. A big goal, such as growing my business by 20%, can feel daunting and overwhelming if you look at it as a whole. But if you break that down into smaller, actionable steps, like launching a new marketing campaign, reaching out to 5 potential clients each week, or increasing social media engagement, the goal becomes much more achievable. Instead of being intimidated by the magnitude of the goal, you're now focusing on concrete, manageable actions that you can take every day. These smaller tasks should be aligned with the bigger picture, and they should build on each other. When you break down your goal, you're essentially creating a step-by-step guide that shows you exactly what needs to be done each day. This removes any ambiguity or confusion and ensures that you know exactly where to focus your energy. It also makes the process much less overwhelming because you're not trying to do everything at once. You're taking it one step at a time, which allows you to stay focused and avoid burnout. A common challenge many people face when trying to take action is procrastination. It's easy to put things off when the tasks seem too big or when you don't feel motivated. This is where consistency comes into play. When you commit to taking action, even in small ways, every single day, you create momentum. Momentum is the key to breaking free from procrastination. The more you act, the easier it becomes to continue acting. Even on days when you don't feel like it, if you can commit to doing just one small task toward your goal, you are still moving forward. Over time, these small actions compound and lead to bigger results. It's important to recognize that taking action doesn't always mean doing everything perfectly. In fact, sometimes the best thing you can do is to simply take the first step, even if you don't know exactly how things will turn out. Perfectionism often paralyzes people, causing them to delay their efforts until they feel everything is in place. But in reality, waiting for the perfect moment or perfect conditions is a form of procrastination. Instead of waiting for the right time, you need to trust the process and take the first step. You'll learn and adapt along the way, and your actions will refine your strategy. Taking action is also about being adaptable. You won't always get everything right the first time. Sometimes your actions will yield unexpected results, and that's okay. The key is to learn from your actions, assess what's working, and make adjustments as needed. A plan is never set in stone. It's meant to be fluid, allowing you to make changes as new information arises or as challenges occur. This flexibility ensures that you remain proactive instead of reactive, and that you're constantly moving toward your goal, even when things don't go as planned. It's also important to remember that consistency is just as crucial as the action itself. Taking a huge leap one day and then doing nothing for a week doesn't lead to progress. Consistency is what builds momentum, and momentum is what leads to success. When you commit to a daily or weekly routine of actions, no matter how small, you're building habits that keep you on track. Consistency isn't about making giant strides every day. It's about showing up and doing something consistently, even on days when you don't feel like it. It's about making your goal a part of your routine so that it becomes second nature. Another vital aspect of action is prioritizing. Not all tasks are created equal, and some will have a bigger impact on your progress than others. Once you break down your goals into smaller tasks, it's important to identify which tasks are most important and prioritize them. These are the tasks that will move you closer to your goal more quickly or that will lay the foundation for future success. Prioritization ensures that you're not just busy, but that you're busy with the right things. It also helps to avoid distractions that can derail your progress. Focus on the high-impact tasks first, and then move on to the smaller tasks once those are completed. taking action also requires discipline. It's easy to become distracted by other things, emergencies, work, social commitments, or even your own doubts and fears. But disciplined action means making your goal a priority and sticking to your plan even when life gets in the way. Discipline isn't about being rigid or inflexible. It's about making sure that, despite the challenges, you're still moving forward. It's about resisting the temptation to give up when things get tough and instead choosing to keep going. Discipline, over time, leads to mastery and success. In essence, taking action is about consistency, momentum, and prioritization. It's about breaking your goals down into smaller tasks, being flexible, and making sure that you're moving forward every day. Action, however small, is the key to turning your goals into achievements. It's the bridge between intention and success, and without it, nothing will change. Consistency is often the unsung hero of success. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, to dive in with full energy at the beginning, and to see the first few signs of progress. But what truly separates those who achieve their goals or don't is the ability to keep going, even when the initial excitement fades. Consistency is what allows you to turn your goals into lasting habits, and habits are what shape the outcome of your efforts. It's not the burst of enthusiasm or the grand gestures that make a difference. It's the steady, consistent actions taken day after day, week after week, that lead to long-term success. The first thing to understand about consistency is that it's not about being perfect. Perfection can actually be a roadblock to progress. We often think that if we can't give 100% every single day, then we're failing. But the truth is, consistency isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It's about making incremental progress, no matter how small, and trusting that those small steps will add up over time. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going. One of the most significant challenges to consistency is the temptation to skip days or fall off track when things get difficult. It's normal to encounter obstacles, setbacks, or days when you simply don't feel motivated. When this happens, many people give up entirely, thinking that they've failed. But consistency isn't about being flawless, it's about getting back on track as soon as possible after you've fallen off. The key is to view each day as a new opportunity to make progress, not as a continuation of past mistakes. If you miss a day or make a mistake, don't dwell on it. Instead, focus on the next opportunity and keep moving forward. It's this ability to bounce back quickly that makes consistency so powerful. Another critical aspect of consistency is establishing routines. When you build a routine, you're essentially creating a system that supports your goals. You're no longer relying on motivation or willpower to get things done. Instead, you've made progress a non-negotiable part of your day. Routines remove the decision-making process from your actions. When something becomes a routine, it's easier to stick to it because it's ingrained in your daily life. For example, if you want to improve your health, it might not always feel like fun to work out. But if it becomes a regular part of your routine, whether it's in the morning or after work, it becomes just another thing you do. When something is part of your routine, you're much less likely to talk yourself out of it or put it off. To build consistency, you also need to manage your expectations. It's easy to get discouraged if you expect to see dramatic results right away. Often, success takes longer than we anticipate, and the road to it is filled with small, sometimes invisible, progress. If you expect instant results, you might lose heart after a few weeks, but if you understand that consistency doesn't always yield immediate rewards, you're more likely to stick with it. Over time, your actions compound and the results will become more noticeable. Success isn't linear, and the progress you're making now might not be obvious at the moment, but consistency ensures that you're building something meaningful. It's also essential to focus on quality, not just quantity. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again without evaluating or improving. In fact, consistent improvement is just as important as consistent action. After all, repeating the same actions without refinement can lead to stagnation. When you're consistent in your actions, you should also be consistent in reflecting on your progress. Regularly assess what's working and what's not, and make adjustments to improve. If something isn't producing the desired results, try a different approach. Consistency in improvement means that you're always striving for better ways to achieve your goals, even if the progress is gradual. One thing to remember is that consistency can be hard in the beginning. At the start of a journey, there's often a surge of energy, but as time goes on, that initial excitement fades and reality sets in. The daily can feel monotonous, and it's easy to lose motivation. This is when many people give up. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is their ability to keep going even when the excitement wears off. It's not about how you feel in the moment, It's about what you're willing to do for the long-term outcome. On the days when motivation is low, remind yourself of the bigger picture and why you started in the first place. Your consistency will pay off even if it feels slow or invisible at times. When you embrace consistency, you're also embracing the idea of gradual, sustainable progress. It's easy to burn out by going full force at the beginning and then losing steam. But consistency is about finding a pace that you can maintain over time. By taking small, manageable steps every day, you ensure that the progress you're making is sustainable. Instead of pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion, focus on taking steady, consistent steps that you can continue without burning out. Lastly, consistency breeds trust. Not only will you trust yourself more, knowing that you can rely on your own discipline and dedication, but others will begin to trust you as well. When you consistently show up, follow through on your commitments, and make steady progress, you build a reputation of reliability. This is especially important in both personal and professional relationships. Consistency in your actions creates a sense of dependability, and over time, this trust will open up new opportunities in relationships. Ultimately, consistency is the force that transforms intention into reality. It's the small, daily decisions that lead to long-term results. When you commit to showing up every day, even when it's difficult or tedious, you'll start to see progress. It's not the one-time bursts of effort that lead to success. It's the quiet, persistent actions taken over time that truly create lasting change. Consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Focus is the key that allows us to direct our energy and attention on the things that matter most. In a world that's constantly pulling us in 1,000 directions, it's easy to get distracted. Whether it's the constant stream of notifications on our phones, the endless tasks that fill our to-do lists, or the multiple goals we try to juggle at once, focus is often the first thing that gets lost. Yet, without focus, you can't make meaningful progress. It doesn't matter how many great ideas or plans you have if you don't focus your efforts on the right things. The first step to achieving focus is understanding what truly matters to you. This requires getting clear on your goals and priorities. Once you know what you want to achieve in the next 3 months, you must identify the specific actions that will help you reach those goals. This is where prioritization comes in. Not everything that's on your plate deserves your attention. Some tasks will move you closer to your goal more quickly than others, and these should take precedence. When you allow yourself to be pulled in too many directions, you dilute your efforts and waste energy. Focus requires you to eliminate distractions and dedicate yourself to the things that will make the most impact on your success. Having focus means knowing that not every opportunity is worth pursuing. Many people fail because they spread themselves too thin. They take on multiple projects, try to chase multiple dreams, and attempt to do it all. The result is a scattered, unfocused approach that leads to burnout and frustration. Instead of trying to do everything, it's far more effective to focus on 1 or 2 goals that align with your broader vision. These should be the areas where you invest the most of your time, effort, and resources. By narrowing your focus, you can go deeper into those areas, develop your expertise, and make measurable progress. The more focused you are, the less time you waste on activities that don't serve your purpose. To truly stay focused, it's also essential to eliminate distractions. In today's digital age, distractions are everywhere. Your phone constantly buzzes with new messages and notifications, your email inbox is filled with requests, and even the people around you may demand your attention. These distractions are often subtle, but they chip away at your productivity. The best way to regain focus is to set boundaries around your time and environment. This could mean turning off notifications during work hours, setting designated times for checking emails, or finding a quiet space where you can work without interruptions. Even something as simple as decluttering your workspace can help reduce distractions and improve your focus. When your environment is clear and organized, your mind can follow suit. Another key to maintaining focus is learning how to manage your energy, not just your time. Many people think that if they can just manage their time better, they'll be able to get more done. However, focus is not only about finding time to work, it's about ensuring that you're giving your best energy to the right tasks. If you're exhausted or mentally drained, your ability to focus diminishes. It's essential to recognize when your energy levels are high and when they're low. During your peak energy hours, tackle the most important and challenging tasks. For the times when your energy dips, focus on lighter tasks that require less mental effort. Managing your energy ensures that you can give your full attention to the tasks that matter most. Staying focused also involves resisting the urge to multitask. Many people believe that multitasking is an efficient way to get more done, but studies show that it actually decreases productivity and leads to mistakes. When you divide your attention between several tasks, none of them receive the full focus they deserve. Instead of trying to juggle multiple tasks at once, commit to completing one task at a time. Give it your undivided attention and only move on to the next task once you've finished. This not only increases the quality of your work, but also helps you maintain a deeper level of focus throughout the day. One way to enhance focus is by creating structured time blocks for different activities. This could involve setting aside specific hours each day for work, exercise, and personal activities. Having designated times for different tasks allows you to mentally prepare for each activity and ensures that you stay on track. It also helps you avoid the feeling of overwhelm that comes from having too many things to do at once. When you set a time limit for each task, you create a sense of urgency that can enhance focus and prevent procrastination. Focus also requires discipline. There will always be temptations to divert your attention, whether it's checking social media, responding to emails, or getting caught up in a conversation. Discipline is what allows you to resist these distractions and stay focused on the task at hand. Discipline means committing to your goals and following through, even when you'd rather do something else. The more you exercise your discipline muscle, the easier it becomes to stay focused. One effective strategy for maintaining focus is the two-minute rule. This simple approach suggests that if a task will take 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. This prevents small tasks from piling up and creating unnecessary distractions. When you allow these small, quick tasks to accumulate, they can start to overwhelm you and distract you from your more important work. By handing them right away, you free up your mental energy to focus on bigger tasks. Tracking your progress is another way to stay focused. When you have clear benchmarks and milestones along the way, you can track how much you've accomplished and what's left to do. This not only provides a sense of accomplishment, but also keeps you focused on the end goal. Tracking your progress reminds you of the bigger picture and helps you adjust your approach when necessary. Ultimately, focus is about committing to the task at hand, setting boundaries, and eliminating distractions. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and dedicating your time and energy to those things. In a world full of noise, focus allows you to cut through the distractions and direct your efforts toward meaningful results. It's a practice that requires ongoing attention and discipline, but the rewards of staying focused are immense. When you maintain your focus, you can achieve far more in less time, and the journey becomes much more rewarding. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for achieving success. While it's easy to set goals and create plans, the real challenge lies in staying on track and following through. This is where accountability plays a critical role. When we have someone to answer to, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a colleague, we're more likely to stay committed to our goals. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility that fuels motivation and encourages consistent action. It's the safety net that ensures we don't let ourselves off the hook when times get tough or when distractions arise. At its core, accountability is about more than just checking in on progress. It's about having someone who helps us stay aligned with our intentions. It's about creating a sense of external commitment to our internal promises. When we share our goals with someone else, we make them tangible and real. It's no longer just an abstract idea or a dream in our minds. It becomes something that we've committed to in front of another person. This external commitment can be incredibly motivating because it means that we're not just accountable to ourselves, but to someone else who will expect us to follow through. The act of reporting progress to someone else creates a sense of urgency and importance around our actions. Knowing that someone is expecting updates on our progress often pushes us to take action when we might otherwise procrastinate or delay. It's easy to let ourselves off the hook when no one else is watching, but when we have an accountability partner or group, we are more likely to push through the discomfort and take action anyway. Even on the days when motivation feels low, the presence of someone holding us accountable can be the spark that reignites our drive. However, accountability is not just about having someone to report to, it's also about having someone to encourage and support us. Accountability partners can offer guidance, feedback, and a different perspective on our progress. When we encounter obstacles, having someone to discuss challenges with can be invaluable. They can help us stay focused on the bigger picture, provide emotional support when things don't go as planned, and offer suggestions on how to overcome difficulties. A strong accountability system doesn't just hold us accountable for our tasks, it also helps us improve our strategies and stay resilient in the face of setbacks. Furthermore, accountability can help us build a sense of discipline. It's easy to let small commitments slide when we don't have anyone to report to. But when we know that someone else is relying on us to stay committed, we are more likely to stick to our promises. This builds integrity and trust with ourselves and others. As we follow through on our commitments, we reinforce the idea that we can be counted on. This strengthens self-discipline and creates a cycle of success. The more we follow through, the more confident we become in our ability to achieve our goals. One of the key benefits of accountability is that it helps us stay motivated. It's easy to get discouraged when we're working alone, especially when progress feels slow or when obstacles arise. However, having an accountability partner provides a sense of shared purpose. They can celebrate our victories, no matter how small, and remind us of how far we've come. This positive reinforcement can be incredibly energizing, giving us the encouragement we need to keep going. It's important to find someone who not only holds us accountable, but also genuinely believes in our ability to succeed. Their belief in us can make a huge difference in how we perceive our own potential. Accountability also helps us refine our goals and strategies. When we check in with someone regularly, we gain insight into what's working and what's not. They might point out blind spots or offer suggestions that we hadn't considered. This external perspective is invaluable because it helps us avoid falling into the trap of confirmation bias, where we only see what we want to see. With an accountability partner, we gain a clearer picture of where we stand and what adjustments need to be made. They can help us fine-tune our approach, ensuring that we're always moving in the right direction. Moreover, accountability can be a source of healthy competition. When we have an accountability partner, we often push each other to perform at a higher level. The desire not to let the other person down or the motivation to keep up with can be a powerful driver of success. Healthy competition in the context of accountability isn't about comparing ourselves to others in a negative way. It's about motivating each other to perform better and achieve more. When we see our accountability partner making progress, it inspires us to take action and strive for our own growth. Setting up an accountability system requires finding the right person or group. It's important that this person is someone who will challenge us to keep going when we feel like giving up, but also someone who will support us through the hard times. The best accountability partners are those who can provide honest feedback, encourage us when we need it most, and hold us to a high standard without judgment. It's about building a relationship based on trust and mutual respect. If you don't have someone in your immediate circle to serve as an accountability partner, there are many other options. You can join online communities, work with a coach, or even find a group of like-minded individuals who share similar goals. The key is to create a system where you're regularly checking in on your progress, celebrating your successes, and addressing challenges together. This network of support can make all the difference in staying committed to your goals. Ultimately, accountability is about creating a support system that keeps you moving forward. It's the external pressure that helps you stay on track, but it's also the encouragement that reminds you why you're doing this in the first place. With the right accountability, you can push through obstacles, overcome self-doubt, and keep moving toward your goal. When we make ourselves accountable to others, we raise the stakes of our commitments and increase our chances of success. It's the catalyst that turns good intentions into real results. Mindset is the foundation upon which all success is built. It's not just about what you do or how hard you work. It's about how you think and how you perceive the challenges you face. The way you approach obstacles, setbacks, and even your successes can either propel you toward your goals or hold you back. A positive and growth-oriented mindset can make all the difference between stagnation and transformation. Your mindset influences every decision, every action, and every reaction you have. It shapes how you handle success, failure, and everything in between. At the core of mindset is the belief in your own ability to grow and change. This is known as a growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities are not fixed, but can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. They see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than as insurmountable barriers. This mindset encourages resilience, adaptability, and an openness to new experiences. On the other hand, those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are predetermined, and they often shy away from challenges because they fear failure. A fixed mindset limits growth because it assumes that success is based solely on inherent talent rather than on effort and learning. The power of mindset becomes particularly evident when we encounter difficulties. It's easy to feel defeated when things don't go as planned or when obstacles arise. However, a growth mindset allows us to view these challenges as part of the learning process. Instead of seeing failure as an end, we view it as feedback. Each setback is an opportunity to improve and adjust our approach. People with a growth mindset don't take failures personally. They see them as stepping stones to success. They understand that failure isn't a reflection of their worth, but a necessary part of growth. This resilience in the face of adversity is what allows them to keep moving forward, even when the path gets tough. A positive mindset affects how we see ourselves. When we believe in our own potential, we're more likely to take risks, pursue our goals, and push past the fear of failure. Self-doubt is one of the greatest obstacles to success, but with the right mindset, we can challenge these negative thoughts. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, a growth mindset encourages us to think, I can learn how to do this. By shifting our focus from limitations to possibilities, we begin to take action, even if it's just a small step at a time. The more we take action, the more our confidence grows, creating a positive feedback loop that propels us towards success. One of the key elements of cultivating a positive mindset is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we make mistakes or fail to meet expectations. However, being overly critical can actually hinder our progress. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. Instead of beating ourselves up for not being perfect, we acknowledge our mistakes, learn from them, and move forward. This compassionate approach allows us to maintain our motivation and continue pursuing our goals without getting stuck in negative self-talk. Another critical aspect of minds is the ability to manage our emotions. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but they can sometimes cloud our judgment and influence our decisions. A person with a positive mindset is able to acknowledge and process their emotions without letting them control their actions. When faced with frustration, disappointment, or anxiety, they don't allow these emotions to derail their efforts. Instead, they take a step back, reframe the situation, and focus on the next best action. By staying emotionally balanced, they are better equipped to stay on track and move forward, no matter the circumstances. A mindset of abundance, as opposed to a mindset of scarcity, is also essential for success. A scarcity mindset believes that there's only so much success, money, or opportunity to go around. This mindset can lead to fear, competition, and jealousy, which only hinder progress. In contrast, an abundance mindset believes that there is plenty of success and opportunity for everyone. People with an abundance mindset are more likely to collaborate, share ideas, and support others because they understand that helping others doesn't take away from their own potential for success. They approach life with optimism, knowing there is always room for growth and possibility. To develop a growth-oriented mindset, it's important to regularly challenge limiting beliefs. These are the beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential. Often, these beliefs are formed in childhood or during times of failure and become ingrained over time. For example, someone might believe, I'm not good enough to succeed, or I'll never be able to do that. To change these beliefs, it's important to actively question them and replace them with more empowering thoughts. Instead of thinking, I'll never be good at this, try thinking, I can improve with practice. By reframing these limiting beliefs, we can start to see ourselves and our abilities in a more positive light. Another strategy to cultivate a positive mindset is surrounding yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. The people you spend time with can have a significant impact on your mindset. If you're constantly around people who are negative, self-doubting, or fearful of failure, it's easy to adopt those same attitudes. However, when you surround yourself with people who have a positive, growth-oriented mindset, it becomes easier to adopt the same mindset for yourself. Seek out individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and support you in your growth. Their energy and perspective will help you stay motivated and focused on your goals. Visualization is also a powerful tool for fostering a positive mindset. By imagining yourself succeeding, you create a mental picture of what's possible. This not only boosts your confidence, but also reinforces the belief that success is within your reach. Take time each day to visualize your success, whether it's achieving a specific goal, overcoming an obstacle, or simply feeling proud of your progress. This practice helps shift your focus away from doubt and fear and toward the positive outcomes you want to create. Ultimately, mindset is the lens through which we view the world, and it influences how we approach every challenge and opportunity. By cultivating a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, managing our emotions, and challenging limiting beliefs, we can unlock our full potential. A positive mindset helps us navigate setbacks, celebrate progress, and continue moving toward our goals. When we believe that growth is possible and that we are capable of overcoming obstacles, we set ourselves up for success.